Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the return of Premier League. My name's Steve Loader. I've got Steve Morgan from Mixed Bag, one of the skippers along for our last preview or review, whichever way you want to look at it, before our final round. And looks like it's going to be a good one.
I had a bit of a look last night, Steve. It's going to be very interesting this weekend. Very interesting indeed.
It could go lots. There's lots of different connotations. So it's, other than hackers who have got the bye, it's probably a good time to have the bye because you've got the win locked away and everyone else can fall and rise around you. So we might have a quick look at last week's matches, and our first match was Hybrids versus Hump Day, and Hybrids got another win on the board, just 133 to 130. They just left their run a bit late. Hybrids, they started really poorly, but after they cleaned us up, they haven't looked back. So
they've been quite up and down.
Yeah, they have. Your team played Dimpled Balls in a very, very close match.
Yeah, we went in with 7. I think they had 8. We had our chances going into the back 9, and a couple of us had a few bad holes. So everyone's got those stories, but we're just setting ourselves up for the run home.
137's, I think it would have won most of our matches, I think. So.
Yeah, we're happy with that during a stroke round.
Next one was a tie between Reluctant Heroes and Chubbs Peterson. So this is the one that's caused a bit of controversy.
I did see that on the Premier League Facebook page.
It's had more hits in the last 2 days than it's had all season. So anyway, we'll talk about that a bit later. But I mean, when you have a draw, it could go either way.
Yeah, that's right. Just shot in it, really, isn't it?
I see Steve Jones scored in there. I did see him playing from the 14th tee, having to get a drop off the 11th green, I think it was, or maybe not quite a drop off. He was almost on the 11th green, so I'm sure he probably looks back and thinks, I could have done a little bit better. And next match, Caddy Shackers versus Granddads, and Granddads are in pretty solid form at the minute, 139 to 132. Jim Wagstaff 38 and Mark Langenbacker 36, so they're going on pretty well.
Good scores.
Yeah, Ross Taylor 40 for Caddy Shackers, but couldn't quite get it done. Our team against Ladyboys, and that's probably our best score for the season, 140 to Ladyboys 120. So big win there. Joel Watson in pretty hot form with 38 points. So
best score of the round from all teams. That one.
Yeah, he was. So and I think he shot a 75 off the stick on Thursday, so he's in red hot form.
It's going all right.
Against the Grain, got a solid win in the bye, which is badly needed for them. They've just struggled to get numbers on the park. So it's just made it hard, as we all know. If you don't have your 7 or 8 out there, it's difficult. And the last match, Cinderella Boys 133 defeated the Hackers. Cinderella Boys 139 defeated Hackers 133. Sean Slattery and Glenn Rogers led the way there with 38. Craig Bessel 36 for the Hackers, and both those teams are going pretty well.
Yeah. I thought the scores weren't too bad from some people in each team, considering it was a stroke round off the bat.
Stroke down.
Some of the scores were quite good.
Yeah, you would be right. Half the team, sort of two players out of each side, generally got at 34 and above, so it just takes a bit of pressure off.
It does.
So on to our preview for next week, and our first match is yours, Hybrids versus Mixed Bag. How do you see that one? I see you can go as high as 3rd if you win, but could obviously drop down. Probably no lower than where you are, I would have thought. Oh, actually, Chubbs Peterson could go above you, so you could drop down 1 spot, I think.
Yeah, we could drop down. The last couple of weeks we've just haven't had enough contributors, like you say. A couple of people playing well, a couple of guys blowing up on the back 9. I did it on Saturday, had a nice 8 on the 15th. It sort of put me behind the 8 ball, but I think we'll be right this week. We've got a full field in this weekend. The guys know what's at stake, and it's that close. It will certainly be in the finals. But to get that top 4 would be good. But we'd need a good win.
And given the fact Hybrids can't make it, that tends to bode a bit better for you. But then they might just freewheel to just turn up and play with no pressure.
No, that's right.
You never know. So next match, Hump Day versus Reluctant Heroes. This is a bit of a dead rubber, this one. Hump Day will pretty much finish 2nd no matter what happens. Reluctant Heroes will finish 2nd. Hump Day are out of it. So
first and second spots are pretty well.
They're locked away.
They're pretty much locked away, and there's a fight for the balance. So
Our next match, Dimple Balls versus Granddads. So Dimple Balls will be our minor premiers, sitting on top of the ladder, but it all comes down to finals for them. We know their previous history, and
yeah, this will be their last chance to win, because they probably won't win after this weekend if history's to go by. But Grandad's been playing all right, good golf at the moment.
they are good.
There's
They're
a good
pretty
chance
hard.
here for an upset.
Yeah.
We don't want the upset, because we could sneak into third on
Yes.
percentage if we win.
Yeah, I think everyone's relying on Dimple
I think
Balls winning this match.
Dimple Balls will have quite a few people on their side this week for the last time.
Because they could actually drop as low as sixth, I think, Granddads. So
Yeah.
it's a massive
Yeah.
massive match for them. Second versus third versus sixth. It's a double chance, and all those things that could go against them.
Yeah.
So, but Dimple Balls, they have been the standout well and truly. They're a long way ahead in wins and percentage, which just shows they're a consistent team, but they've also had their numbers here every week.
Yeah.
So
And I think this week they'll continue on. I'd expect them to win.
yeah.
With no pressure, as you say, they can't go off top spot. So I think that they'll continue to play good golf. It's the week after,
Yeah.
when the finals are on, and the people like Kirk Ardley, myself, Steve Jones, and those that will say, well, don't win finals,
Yeah.
and another 2 losses after
And
this
they're
week, and they're out, puts a little bit of pressure on them.
I did have a conversation with my son last night, who's gone into that team, and I did mention that they've had 7 finals and never won, and he was quite mortified to think, but we've hardly lost this year. How could they do that? I said, well, you just wait and see what they're capable of when it
When you're
matters.
standing over those important pups, protecting
Yeah.
a score, a lot can happen.
That's right. Our next match, Chubbs Peterson versus Ladyboys. Well, this one's pretty simple. Ladyboys can't make it, and Chubbs have to win. They must win, or they open the door for Caddyshackers, I think it is, to
Yeah,
come
Caddyshackers, yeah.
to come in. So it's like an elimination final almost for those guys. Our next match is Caddyshackers versus Against the Grain. Now you would think on form Caddyshackers would win this one.
You'd think so, and they need to.
Yeah.
If there's any chance to sneak into the top 8, they have to win.
They have to win that one. So yeah, interesting. They've probably got the right opponent. They just need a few things to happen for them.
Yep.
Match 6 is my team versus Cinderella Boys, and this one is pretty interesting because we can go. We could stay 6th, or if mixed bag and Granddads both lose, we beat Cinderella's. We could go as far as the top 4.
Yeah.
And Cinderella Boys, on the other side of the coin, lose, and they will drop out of that top 4 because.
Well, you've got people like Hackers.
Hackers have already got a guaranteed win, so
Yeah.
they're going to go ahead of them if they don't win.
Yeah.
So they will be out of the top 4 for sure. So a bit of pressure on them, and I've heard a rumour that they will only have 5 on the park. So
That's going to make it tough.
that's going to be.
But how's your side looking?
I think we will have.
You haven't necessarily had 8 or
No, I don't think we've had 8. Or maybe once. I think Richard might be the only one out at this stage.
Yeah. So
So
5 versus 7 is going to give you the advantage.
you would think so. And Karen Fitzgerald, who's been out injured for a while, has played the last 2 weeks and been playing in the championship. So she's gathering some momentum. And Joel Watson's the hottest golfer in the club, and I've had under my handicap for the first time of the year, I think. So some could say.
And Ben will tapper's tapper.
Tap.
It could be anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Could be anything.
Yeah. And par, I think it is par. So I think that.
Not his strength.
No, it's probably not his strength actually. But anyway, our last match is Hackers versus the Buy, and obviously that's a lot for the Hackers. So they've had a pretty good season actually.
Well, they're sitting on 28 points. You're going to need 32
Yep.
to crack into the top 4, and percentage. So they're guaranteed a 32.
Yep.
But just going to
Be
sway on
what-
some
What
percentage.
happens? So
Yeah.
it really, a lot of it comes down to Cinderella Boys and us. If we beat Cinderella Boys, it really does open and Dimple Balls obviously.
Yeah.
It really does open up. So haven't had too many other stories this week. Actually the last few weeks it's been very quiet.
Has been pretty quiet. Not a lot of photos been circulating around.
And a
the
few
club.
technical issues on our behalf, hence why we've had no show. But we're going to try and deliver you something
Something
here today, obviously. But our other controversy was the the scoring gate, as we call it.
Yes, yes, the stroke versus the Stableford
Yeah.
conversion or not conversion,
Biggest-
however you want to look at it.
Biggest story since
Since the mixed bag got ripped off.
Exactly. The funny thing is, it's how many seasons we've been going now?
This is 2 seasons ago we got ripped off, so this would be what, 4?
4. And this scoring system's been the same all the way through. It's
Yeah.
just that it's come to Chad's attention that he's been shafted. So, look, I spoke to Tony this morning, and he's quite firm on the reasoning why it has to be this way. And like I said earlier, I like the idea of it being relative to your score on the day. It forces you to grind it out because you never know what's around the corner in this game. So,
Stroke's going to suit some people, some of the lower
Yeah.
handicappers more than the higher.
exactly.
But this weekend with par will suit the lower handicappers.
Exactly,
probably
and
worse.
it's only affecting, I think, once a month we're playing that stroke, so I think it really does give you that levelling out. And your low markers, as I say, our team, we looked favourably on it last week. We thought, well, we should, be able to get around that 73, 74, 75 net, hopefully.
Yep.
And some of your longer markers, if they happen to have a bad hole here or there, they're going to wear it. So,
Yeah.
but this week, par, totally different story.
And it's the same for everybody. So if
It
you, come,
is.
if you come in with +2 on Saturday, you're going to have 38 points.
Yeah.
You know what you're having. If you come in with -2, we're going to have 34 points. So
Yeah, that's right.
if you have that blowout on that hole, probably not going to affect you greatly this week.
And I do know when the Turtles won, it was a stroke in the grand final, and everyone sort of thought, well, that's going to work against them, but they were all in red hot form, all played well, and it was the difference delivered it against, I can't think who they played now, might have been Andrew Tawarda's team, those
Yeah.
guys. Anyway,
The important thing is it's the same for everybody.
it is.
And it has been the same for
and it's not going to change.
It's not going to change.
So, and I'm
No.
sorry, Chad, we got into a bit of a slinging match on Facebook, and they've been talking about fisticuffs. Well, I won my last fight by about 100 metres running away. So
I missed that laugh. I must have missed that laugh, that last one. But I can say from experience, no matter what you do, it doesn't change. It didn't change our result 2 years ago, and it won't change this result.
no. And you might find it, if you look back, it might have won you a few matches. So.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Other than that, it's onwards and upwards. Look forward to next week.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting. And the thing I want to, as I say, look at, which is just briefly, we've spoken about the ladder, but you look at Grandad's in 3rd, down to Weapons of Grass Destruction in 7th. They're all on 28 points.
Yep.
Weapons of Grass Destruction have got the worst percentage of 99.56,
So we need to.
and Grandad's at 103. So really, there's less than 0.4, about 3.5%, separating 5 sides,
Yeah.
all fighting for that top 4. Which, as I say, if Dimple Balls beat Grandad's, then
It's,
pretty much 3rd and 4th are open, and it will come down. Hackers are in the box seat because they've already guaranteed their win.
They will get a position in the top 4.
It will come down to mixed bag versus hybrids. Obviously, you guys against the Weapons against the Cinderella boys.
For us, it's percentages out of it for us because our percentage is so low. We have to win and those guys lose. I don't think we can climb.
If you look at Cinderella boys in 4th, Hackers in 5th, and mixed bag in 6th, percentages 101.49, 101.28, 101.24. So pretty tight.
Interesting because with Hackers they will get a set percentage to above the lowest score. So you have an opportunity if you have a decent win to jump over them.
Yeah.
Anything more than a couple of points would change that percentage. So,
Yeah. And as I say, Chubbs Peterson's rounding out the top 8 on 26 have to win.
yeah.
If they don't, and Caddyshackers can win, then they can sneak in and they'll drop out.
Caddyshackers, like we said, have got the easier draw. So a little bit of pressure on
They're playing against the grain. The
Chubbs,
pretty
which
much last place.
explains why Chad was pretty keen to get that extra win.
I think so. And you don't blame him for having
No,
a go.
I got
You don't
no
blame
issue
him
with
for
that.
having a
You got to ask the question. So
You do. So, but no, looking forward to this week. It's been a good comp. Finals to come.
has been a great comp. We've
Weather's
really,
been good.
I think I've played 11 Saturdays now this year. That'd be 11 more than I probably played in 5 years before that. So
And from a member, it's good to see the guys in the pro shop out
I've
playing
really,
on the course.
I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. I've played my crap at times, but that's what happens. Yes.
But it's good to see people like Ben and Richard and yourself out in a comp with the members, having a hit
Should
and
be.
enjoying the course at Westport.
Absolutely.
But the weather on Saturday, I think you said there's a chance of rain.
I think it might be.
So you know, if the hybrids don't want to turn up because they can't make it, we're happy with that.
Yeah.
No point getting wet for nothing.
Can't say I'm a lover of the rain either, but anyway.
But no, thanks for the invite in today.
It's been good.
Good luck to all teams except the hybrids.
We'll see you all on Saturday.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Morgs. Well done.